And this is essentially what it will look like for the students. Obviously, if you want to, this could be done in a test sort of format, I suppose, having the questions, giving them multiple options. You can insert videos, ask a question from that video, get them to give short responses, and it'll all come out in a spreadsheet for you. Now, as you can see at the bottom of every question, when I click on it, it comes up with required. For the purpose of completing a few challenges out of multiple ones, you don't want to have them as required because otherwise they have to have them all ticked. We do want to have the name as required, but we don't want to have all of these as required because otherwise the students have to select all the boxes and they have to click all working on it or completed, and it doesn't look as nice. And I'll show you what it looks like when a question or a selection is put as required. So we'll go preview again. And it just comes up. So if you've got that, anywhere the asterisk, a red asterisk, that means it is a required question, and it tells the students that. The only thing that will look different on the students one is this, because we're just previewing it now. So now I'm going to show you, we'll go back to this, how we share it. So we're going to go up here to send, and we want to send via a link. We're going to shorten the URL so it's a bit friendlier, and you can either give them this link, or what I often do is I will then copy that link into a new tab. So this is what it'll look like for the students, and I'll use my Google shortener. And that'll give me an even shorter code, and I will give the students just this code here that I have highlighted. So we will go ahead and do a test now. I am logged in, so it comes up with that. It won't for students. And then we'll just do one as a practice. Let's say I completed my Minecraft, I completed that one, and I completed that one. I didn't want to do the blog post today. And we are going to submit it. Now to come up with this, your response has been recorded, edit your response. So maybe, your student might want to decide, oh, maybe I do want to do the blog post, and they can go ahead and tick that. But I'm not going to today, just so I can show you what it will look like when it does open up. So now we're going to go back to our page, which is the editing, and you can see now that I've done the response and submitted it, comes up over here with responses 1. If you click on that, so it'll say this is just the quick overview. So obviously only one person, which is me, has responded. It'll come up with a whole list of names here, and this is what it'll look like. So 100% have completed that, no responses have done that, and this will update along the way. Now if we go to our spreadsheet over here, it'll open in a new tab, and it will give you the data. So this is great for seeing what students are actually doing. So for example, if I had multiple students that chose not to do the blog post, that's kind of telling me that out of all of the options, that was their least favourite. That could either be lead into conversations, and you can find out why they don't enjoy that. Was it the task? Is it the blogging? Is it, you can just find out from them, did they like the other options better? What we are going to do is we are going to select here, and let's say I've got multiple students, and I'm going to select all the way here just by pressing shift. I'm on a Mac, and it will select this whole area. Notice that I haven't selected the headers or the names because that's not going to make a difference. And you're going to right click. I'm going to go down to conditional formatting. Now this is really cool, and I learnt this and I thought it was awesome. This is it's a clearer way of seeing who has done what, who's completed, who's working on it, and then all the blank ones will stay blank. So over here, format cells if, text is exactly, and we're going to write completed, make sure you spell it right. That's why it's always good to, when you're over here, that's why it's always good just to duplicate these. So you make sure all of the spelling's right, because I noticed it on 2 of mine that I used, I actually wrote competed, not completed. So it makes it a bit more difficult when you come to this. And you can choose a colour, you can go down here, let's make it purple, and then you click on done, and it will come up like that. And then if I wanted to add another rule quite easily, I just go text is exactly, and I would say working on it, because that was my other selection, and I would just pick another colour. So what I might do is I'll do another test, and I'll click a working on it, and I'll show you what it will come up with. And this will constantly update. This will just add more students as you go. Let's just call this one test. I'm working on my Minecraft garden. I've completed my blog post. I've completed the video, and I'm not going to select the sharing one, and we'll submit that. And if the students don't put their name in, it won't let them submit their response. So if I go back to this test challenge now, see, it's automatically added on the name. It's automatically, because I selected that large area, it's automatically color coded all for me. So this just gives you a really clear picture once you do conditional format rules. Once you add one of those to it, it's really cool. So as you can see, I clicked out of here. I hadn't formatted any of that, but in the selection around this kind of space, it was formatted. Really clear picture. I loved this. I thought this was awesome, and I'm going to use conditional formatting quite a bit. You can get a lot of different data. And you can see what the individual student likes. If it's longer, just select whatever their number is, and you can scroll across just so you don't lose it, because eventually you'll have lots of different ones. Or obviously just looking down, you can see how many completed the blog post compared to how many completed the Minecraft garden. And it's really good to have that working on it option in the test, because some tasks do take longer. And you know, if you're looking at this and you don't have a lot of students on here, but they are actually working, it's good to know what they're working on as well. So if you just have your computer open, you can go and check it every now and again, and it's going to, you know, update what the students are working on. So that's really cool. I just wanted to share that with you guys. A few of you asked over on Instagram how I was using it. Can be used in so many different ways. But yeah, and here is the graph response. So out of 2 responses, myself and test, one of me is working on it, one of me has completed. So that's another quick way to share it. And it will have up here the amount of responses for it as well. I hope you guys found this useful. Being a relief teacher at the moment, I'm not going to get to use this a lot, but I'm excited for when I have a class again and I can use it. If you've got any questions about any of this process, whether it's from the Google Forms side, whether it's the spreadsheet side of things, please leave a comment below, and hopefully I'll be able to help you. But definitely go and check out Alice Keeler's stuff. She's also on Twitter. She tweets quite a bit and shares a lot of stuff. Until next time, when I'll share something different with you, hopefully this was helpful, and thanks. See ya.